Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. Arsenal are still playing football games. We're all hurting after PSG. We're all hurting about the way the 24-25 season's gone. And we know we're about to rock up to Anfield, give them a guard of honour. Play what's going to be a difficult game, knowing that we are both simultaneously feeling like, what's this for? And yet we're being chased by Newcastle, City, Chelsea, Forest. So it puts us in a weird place. And we're going to talk about it over the next 10 minutes or so across this preview. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But everything, how strong should Arsenal go? How are you feeling for this game? Ultimately, we still want to see our team winning football matches. But I'm here with Turkish, I'm here with Laurie. And we're trying to make sense of what is a position I haven't been in for a long, long time, which is of pure apathy towards the league. It's been a long time since the games have come. And I know in recent weeks we've had it, but there's been a conversation around getting ready for the big games and how you manage it for that. Laurie, I don't even know where to start with this. Ultimately, it is still Anfield, and ultimately, we still need to save face a little bit, or whatever face there is left to save. That is the task on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's be honest. Everyone's pretty much on the floor after the events in the week with the PSG game. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult for the players to lift themselves. But they are professionals, and they are, being well remunerated for their efforts. So we would like to think that they're going to go to Liverpool with the right attitude. But it's going to be very difficult, to put it mildly.
What are you expecting before we come to Turkey? What are you expecting in terms of the application of both teams? One may be on the beach, one may be feeling sorry for themselves, but Anfield will still be packed and fans will be travelling, Arsenal fans will be travelling, and you have a duty, as you said, to be professional.
Yeah, I'll be one of those fans travelling. I'm quite looking forward to it. Initially I wasn't, but, I'm trying to get over the slumber. So, yeah, I'm going to the game. I'm looking forward to it. I would say I hope Arsenal do approach it with the right attitude, and I definitely don't think Liverpool will be on the beach. I think, a lot's been said about the guard of honour that they're going to get. They want to reinforce it in front of their fans. I'm expecting Liverpool to be properly on it. So that spells danger for us in a way, because if we're not at it, then we could get blown away, and we don't want that. No. But I fully expect Liverpool to be absolutely on it. They lost last week to Chelsea. I've spoken to a few of their fans. They were disappointed about that. So in front of their own fans this week, they'll be looking to put on a display worthy of the champions.
Over to you, Turkish. I mean, look, straight to the point. What do you want to see from Arsenal this weekend?
Some heart. Again, in a different way. Because it's sad that the games come to this. This game should be, maybe a title decider or...
Should have been huge.
Something bigger than it is, but, in a sad way, at the very least, this, you can set some sort of a benchmark, because Mikel still talks up this squad, these players. So, against a team that have walked this league and well-deserved, not forget the guard of honour, it's a sign of respect. Against them, I'd expect the players to, at least for a bit of, see you next season, to put something in the bag. But will I get that? That's another thing, because I don't think we've got the tools to all of a sudden become that team that can put a bit of heart in, fight in, passion, because that comes down to freedom to express a bit as well.
Do you think the players are feeling that? They want to just go and prove themselves, or do you think there'll be a bit of feeling sorry for themselves, a little bit of like, and it's not even just feeling sorry for themselves, that makes it sound like a poor attitude. Take Jurriën Timber, who's been doing everything to get himself on that pitch, it feels, for the whole season. He keeps going out there, even if he has to come off, he then finds a way to be back the next game. Is there going to be a temptation that creeps in? Saku rushed himself back. Declan Rice has been here, there and everywhere. Started the season with, toe injuries or whatever. Is there going to be just a natural deflation? Because no one can ever pretend that travelling to Anfield is going to feel the same as travelling to the Bernabeu did a few weeks later. And trying to get yourself in that same mindset is very difficult.
It is, but it's also, a sign of a wounded animal. The last fight of the season. It pulls something. I remember when Liverpool walked it last time. Didn't City beat them 4-1?
Yeah, I think they did. They demolished them, didn't they? 4-0 maybe even at the Etihad. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could have meant nothing, but when you look at it and City come back the next season and win it, it could have played a part in that to set the ground, the platform, the base.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I was on Redmen TV and I flagged when United won back the trophy from Man City, the RVP year. I think Man City went and won at Old Trafford that year. I said it was 3-0, I'm wrong. I think it might have been 2-1. But I think Aguero might have scored. And I think City, even though it was kind of all done and dusted, United walking with the title, City just almost kind of reminded them of what they were capable of. Mm-hmm. So is that the kind of thing we're looking for from Arsenal? A little bit of a, listen, we've been poor, we've been away from it, but we'll be back.
Yeah, because as fans, I'll speak for myself, dejected, frustrated, couldn't really care less about these last 3 games of the season, but the players can't think that.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they want to give up their wages for the next 3 weeks and save that. They've got enough money to do that. Yeah. And then fair enough, cool. But, they're still getting paid. They are part of the reason we have, been let down this season. Particular players specifically, but no need to get into that. So like I said, the very least I expect is some heart, some fight. We saw Liverpool last week. They are on the beach, as they say, but they might even look at it as these were meant to be our challengers. They finished above us twice. Let's just really put them to bed. And if they did that, it'd be a damn shame, because again, Mikel after PSG has come out to back a lot of these players and back a lot of his processes and ideas or lack of ideas. So if they come out on Sunday and don't put in a performance, then that goes a long way, in my opinion, to further justify and not an overhaul, but I mean an attacking one. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Come the summer window.
With 3 games left to play, obviously Liverpool at Anfield will be game number 36. We are 15 points behind Liverpool, who of course are crowned champions. A win would close it to 12. I'm just giving you the numbers.
I would add to that.
Sorry, Lloyd, just very quickly, just for the rest of the context. City are on 64 points, 3 behind us. Newcastle are 4 points behind us. Chelsea are 4 points behind us. Forest in 6th are 6 points behind us. We are expected to get Champions League football, but this is hardly as signed, sealed, delivered as I'd have liked it to have been by this point of the season.
No, it's been poor. And something that I think's kind of gone under the radar in the last couple of days is that our Premier League form has not been good recently. In fact, I think I'm right in saying that of our last 4 fixtures, Champions League as well, we've lost 3 of them out of 4. No wins in 4. We lost our last game to Bournemouth. Prior to that, we threw away a lead and drew at home at Crystal Palace. So the recent form in the league has not been good. And the players are playing for pride, integrity of the league. And that second place, I mean, I know Turkish, me and him disagree on that. So I think it is important to try and finish as high as possible and to try and, finish second.
You're consoling yourself there. Means nothing.
Yeah, well, that's your opinion, but I think
it's
a bit
fact.
different.
It means nothing.
That's your opinion. Your opinion.
Your opinion. That it's a fact. What I'm saying is a fact. What you're saying is your opinion of the fact. The fact is,
you're saying
you're a loser if you finish second, and you're a loser if you finish third,
that.
and if you finish 4th, you've lost, because the aim is to win the title. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, it's a fact that who gives a shit? Unless you're the owner who might get a bit of money by finishing. No, it's a fact.
You're saying you don't care if we finish second.
No, I'm saying it doesn't matter. That's the
exactly.
fact.
That's your opinion.
No,
right?
That's the fact. It doesn't matter. Tell me why it matters.
That is your opinion.
Rather than your emotion saying you'd like to finish second, yeah. Tell me why it matters. The difference between 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Turkish,
right now.
Listen to what I said before you jump down my throat. I said you said that as far as you're concerned, you don't care. I'm saying that's you're perfectly entitled to that opinion now. I'm not criticising you for saying that, but that is your opinion. Me now, I think it is. My opinion is important for Arsenal to finish as high up the table as possible. So with those 3 games, I think they have an obligation, not just a personal pride thing. They're playing not for themselves, they're playing for Arsenal Football Club, right? The fans, the club, everybody concerned. I think you have an obligation to give your best and try and win all 3 games.
Do, yeah.
So when I say it's your opinion, you don't care. I'm of the opposite. I do care. I think you should go out there and give your best.
It's like the third place playoff. It's like the 3rd place playoff at the World Cup.
Okay, listen.
Sometimes Turkey, South Korea. It mattered to both. because we're not often there, both teams.
Exactly.
But then but Arsenal.
So that's why it becomes your opinion.
But Arsenal's we need to be thinking different, and I get what you're saying, but
And I get what you're saying.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter though. That's where the fact is, it doesn't really matter. Second, third, fourth, fifth. We finished second before, and then the next season we finished out of the top 4. Do you get what I'm saying? So really, it doesn't really it's not the. Yeah, you're right. They got an obligation because they're being paid to. The fans will still be turning up. They've got the obligation for sure.
Like I said, I don't know how James views it. Be interested to hear what he says. But so you're saying, I don't care about these last 3 games as long as we get the Champions League. That's fine. I'm saying, for me, I want every Arsenal player that steps out on that pitch on Sunday to be giving their best, because I think once you put on that shirt and you step out and represent Arsenal, you give your best, you try and get the win. Obviously, you're not always going to get the wins, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But that should be your intention. And you want to finish as high up the table as you possibly can.
You just reminded me of when Leicester won the league. We fell away massively. But then I think we clawed second place from Spurs.
Last game.
Yeah. And look, I mean, we should have won the league that year, but I remember being like, hey, I'm happy we finished second, not third. A, because it was Tottenham, but B, because we hadn't been anywhere near that position for years. So sometimes maybe it's the platform from which you're coming from. Now, if you're Newcastle, for example, this season, where actually they didn't start the season brilliantly, won a Carabao Cup, but I understand the drive for them. They're not thinking, well, if it's 5th or 2nd, we don't care. They're thinking, keep going. Let's keep rising up that table. So when you're on the rise, I kind of get it. When you're not, it is much more like, ugh. Ultimately, I won't reflect any differently on the season if we finish 2nd or if we finish 5th. I won't reflect differently on the season generally. But in terms of game to game, it will keep annoying me, Arsenal not winning, not playing well.
Of course.
And in terms
so you're happy to finish 5th?
No, well, I'm not
happy.
But I'm not happy to finish 2nd. Do you get what I'm saying?
But would you rather 2nd or 5th?
100%. 100% I'd rather 2nd. Yeah, I'm not quite in Turkish's camp of I don't care. But I also acknowledge that almost what for? Because if we finish 2nd, I'll still be sat here saying the exact same things.
Oh yeah, listen, the time for recrimination will come at the end of the season. Yeah. What I'm saying is, in terms of the players anyway, when you take that field for Arsenal and you're wearing that shirt, it's incumbent upon you to give your best to try and win every game. And by doing so, you try and finish as high up the table as possibly you can. The time for recrimination and cross-examination will come at the end of the season. The likes of me, you, and every other Arsenal fan out there will dissect the season and say, look, this was bad, this was good, blah, blah, blah. He should come in, he should go. So, yeah, I get that. But whilst there's still games up for grabs, you give your best.
Fair enough. We're going to do a Predict 11 video, guys, so look out for that. We'll touch on all the team news and everything, obviously, when we do that in that video. So let's get your score predictions, Turkish.
Who cares?
Super.
You know what? I'm going to depart from what I've done all season. Having said all what I've said, I do think Liverpool got far more to play for than we have. I think our morale will be quite low. I could see Liverpool, unfortunately,
I think we've got far more to play for, but yeah, that's another subject for another day.
No, I mean, it's set up for them, isn't it? I mean, they're,
we've got nothing to play for but some pride, whereas Liverpool have nothing to play for, full stop.
Yeah.
No, but Liverpool will want to put the seal on it, won't they?
Well, they put the seal on it already when they're coming out. That's the seal.
Agreed, but the one thing, talking to some Liverpool fans, they were saying that, especially with 2 Anfield games left, I think they do want to keep that party atmosphere and just keep enjoying that. And I kind of get that, and I think that might motivate the players, almost because they're just playing with joy. And sometimes that's enough. You're just playing with joy and you're just having a good time. So yeah, that'll be interesting. My predictions are 2-1 Liverpool win.
That's what I.
So,
yeah, that's what
there
I
we
predict.
go. Everyone, let us know your score predictions in the comment section below. Look out for the Predict 11 video out soon on the channel. We'll see you very, very soon.